Okay, here we have a bright sunny afternoon at my green thing. I'm going to walk around the yard with my dog and just show you what's here. It's my passion. It's what I do to relax after work. I love to prune. I love flowering shrubs. I love trees. I've got 2 acres square here. I bought an 1865 schoolhouse. I'll show you that later. I've added on to it several times. Um, But mostly when I moved here 28 years ago, something like that, uh, there was a couple of lilac bushes right here. That's about all that was here. It was just a gravel pit from the road to the house, looked like a washed out riverbed. It was nothing but a weedy lawn, still a weedy lawn, but very few trees or shrubs. I cut down what dying apple trees there were and so forth. I pretty much started from scratch. Most notably, I have about 300 feet plus of maybe 400 feet of road frontage. I'm on a corner lot and I planted a buffer. I didn't want to see the road. I can still hear the cars, but I've done a pretty good job. I planted dozens and dozens of trees and flowering shrubs. So you're not going to see my head. I don't have a great selfie stick or anything. I'm just going to walk around the yard, hold the camera as best I can, and show you what I've got here. Maybe stimulate some discussion. Uh, I might not be able to get to all of it today because I've planted a lot of things. I have shade gardens, sun gardens, all kinds of stuff. Let the plants do the talking. Here we've got the red twig dogwood I pruned in an earlier video. It's all flushed out. They're nothing much to look at in summer. A little bit of cover. It's the red twigs in the winter we like. But look at how that's bounced back to that severe 1/3 removal of stems that I did. All right. There's a couple of yucca filamentosa blooming. They don't bloom every year. I ordered them online a long time ago, 20 plus years ago. And there they are. There's 3 plants. One's getting crowded by a spruce. See this pretty white spruce here? Picea alba, white spruce, very common here in Maine along the coast. I brought that home when it was 6 inches tall. I stuck it in a plastic sandwich bag at lunchtime. So it's about 20 feet tall now. Very nice. Most everything I got here are garbage pits. There's my schoolhouse, 3 windows anyway. There's a rhododendron, Nova Zembla, beautiful red. Just pruned it, that's why it looks so neat. There's some Annabelle hydrangeas coming along. They'll be pure white, foot across blossoms, dozens of them in a couple of weeks. Oh, while I'm here, there's a late lilac, Syringa villosa. Just pruned that today. You know, they get 20 feet tall. People don't keep them tidy. I remember when I bought it, I planted it, looks like about 8 feet away from the house. I was thinking, oh, that's plenty far. Even that's a little crowded to me. I don't like things against the house. Check it out. I'll show you. Nothing's touching the house. Everything's back from the house. You want air circulation. All right. Let's wander around this way. Oh, that was beautiful a couple weeks ago. Van Hoot spirea. 10,000 white blooms. Here's a great little white oak. I could just about climb it now. Started it from an acorn years ago. Here's PG hydrangea. The variety is tardiva. It has kind of cone-shaped flowers. One of my favorites. It's an older variety. I can't say it's thriving here, but it's doing well. I fertilize it every year. I try to keep the weeds back. Here you've got a 9-bark Physocarpus. This one I believe is called Diablo. It's got the nice red foliage, just finished blooming. Blooms are kind of nice. They're pinkish. There's just a random spirea, I believe. I probably garbage picked that one. There's a little white spruce I liberated from a field somewhere, more than likely. It's going to fill this space in time and block it from the road. I've got a perimeter path around the yard. This is kind of my utility area. It's my brush pile, which blocks from the road because I don't have any hedging here, so I just use brush. Another white spruce I liberated. There's a little, now everyone has these nowadays, these little, is it Nishoki willow, ornamental willows? They're variegated, pink, white, and green. I actually started this from a cutting in a vase. So most of what people buy are grafted. This I started, it's on its own roots. It's not grafted, so it's not as strong. Probably had it 8 years. That's about as big as it's gotten because it's on its own rootstock. Oh, there's last year's bark from splitting wood, which we heat our house with. I throw the bark there just to get rid of it. More compost. Got to put it somewhere, right? This is the rear border. Some random junk. This is the junkiest part of the yard. Here's my one and only Rugosa rose. Go figure, it was a red, I bought a red potted Rugosa rose. The red is completely gone, and one little sprig of white took over. I know it's invasive, but it's at the rear of the property. It can't go any further than what I mow, and I don't care if it goes back that way. There's 130 acres it can take over if it wants. Here's my vegetable garden. My wife and daughter just did some weeding. I got some nice straw mulch. First week in July, and things are just getting started. We had a wet, cool spring, but things always seem to catch up. It's kind of fun. We like the beans. We like the butternut squash. All right. Here's some wild roses. I think they're called hedge rose or briar rose. I like them. They're tall. They're interesting. They're free. They're fragrant. They're simple. They're native. There's my nice limelight PG hydrangea. Here we're entering. This is the rear shade garden. Also my dog cemetery. My mother's cat. The deer defoliated this mountain laurel. Got a couple blooms. And it refoliated. They ate everything. It just leafed out. Oh, here's a little thing. It's getting invasive, but it's all right. Again, it's at the rear border. I know it as ornamental raspberry. I saw it growing up in Augusta in the woods. I took a handful of cuttings, stuck them in a vase, rooted them. I think I started them over here, and now they've spread. They continue to spread, but not terribly invasive. Like I said, they can go 130 acres that way if they want. So I like this. This is I mow this path. I can get through here with my John Deere tractor. Um, there's this is some kind of high bush blueberry. I don't know exactly what it's a vaccinum. Never seen a berry on it, but I believe it's a vaccinum. And I should show you. There's one path. Most of these are garbage picked plants. 7 white rhododendrons, a purpureum roseum rhododendron, garbage picked. Vinca, nice ground cover. I planted it. Like I said, there was nothing here. I planted everything, pretty much. These hostas, just some random, plain old hostas. I'm surprised the deer haven't eaten these. Maybe the dog patrolling the border takes care of it. There's a nice bed of ostrich fern. That's the fiddlehead fern that are edible, a delicacy here in Maine. Well, I've gone around about a third of the property, so that should be good for now. I will continue on another video.